Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I want you to stop what you're doing for the next few minutes because what I'm about to share with you could genuinely change the way you stand, the way you walk, and the way you carry yourself for the rest of your life. Here's something most doctors will never say out loud in their office. Your legs are not weakening first because of age alone. Your legs are weakening first because they are the largest, most demanding muscle group in your body, and nobody ever told you what to feed them to keep them strong. There is a massive difference between those two things. One is a slow surrender, the other is a plan of action. I am Dr. William Lee, and today I'm going to give you that plan. 6 specific foods ranked from helpful to absolutely transformational that can rebuild the strength in your legs, restore the muscle you've been quietly losing, and give you back the stability and confidence you may have thought were slipping away forever. Now, before I go any further, let me share something that stopped me cold when I first read it. A study published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle found that adults who lost significant strength in their legs specifically before any other muscle group faced a 76% higher risk of losing their independence within just a few years. Not their arms, not their grip, their legs first. Because your legs carry you out of bed in the morning. They carry you to the bathroom at night. They carry you to your grandchildren. When they go first, everything else follows. 76%. That is nearly 4 out of 5 people who could have acted earlier but didn't, because nobody explained to them what we now understand about muscle biology, blood flow, and the aging lower body. And I'll tell you right now, the number 1 food on this list is something you may have been told to limit your entire life, something researchers now believe is one of the most powerful protectors of leg muscle available to anyone over the age of 60. I'm going to save that one for last because once you hear it, you will never look at your plate the same way again. But before we begin, I want to ask you something personal. Leave a comment below telling me your age and whether you've noticed your legs feeling weaker, heavier, or less steady than they used to. Maybe standing up from a chair takes a push off the armrest now. Maybe stairs feel steeper than they did last year. Maybe your legs simply feel tired in a way they never used to. I read every single comment on this channel, everyone, and your story might be the very reason someone else finds this video and changes their life. So please, take 30 seconds and share it with me. Now, let's begin. We are counting down from 6 to 1, from powerful to life-changing. Coming in at number 6, and this one surprises almost everyone I mention it to. Lentils. Humble, ordinary, inexpensive lentils. Most people walk right past them in the grocery store, thinking of them as nothing more than peasant food. And I am here to tell you, with the full weight of current nutritional science, that lentils are one of the most underrated tools for rebuilding leg strength after the age of 60. Here is why. Your leg muscles are made of protein, and after the age of 65, your body develops something researchers call anabolic resistance. That means your muscles become stubborn. They stop responding efficiently to the protein signals you send them. They need more raw material delivered more consistently to hold on to what they have. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers around 18 grams of protein, along with a slow, steady release of energy that keeps your muscles fed for hours rather than minutes. But here is what makes lentils special. They are extraordinarily rich in iron. And iron is the mineral that allows your red blood cells to carry oxygen down to your leg muscles. Think of iron as the delivery trucks on the highway of your bloodstream. When iron is low, and it is low in a huge percentage of older adults, those trucks arrive half empty. Your legs get less oxygen, tire faster, and feel like lead by mid-afternoon. Lentils refill the fleet. A patient of mine, Harold, 73, from Boise, Idaho, came to me exhausted, complaining that his legs gave out after just 1 lap around his block. His diet was thin on protein and thin on iron. We added a bowl of lentil soup to his lunch 5 days a week. Within 7 weeks, he was walking 3 laps and told me his legs finally felt like they belonged to him again. For best results, eat lentils with a source of vitamin C. A squeeze of lemon or a few slices of bell pepper, which can triple your iron absorption. Cook them soft and pair them with a healthy fat like olive oil, which we'll come back to shortly. Moving to number 5 on our countdown. Sardines. If your legs cramp at night, if they ache when you rise in the morning, there is a very good chance your muscles are missing 2 things they desperately need, and sardines deliver both in one small, inexpensive tin. The first is omega-3 fatty acids, the same anti-inflammatory compounds found in salmon. Think of the low-grade inflammation smoldering in aging muscle like a fire that never fully goes out, quietly damaging the tissue year after year. Omega-3s act like the water that puts that fire out. But sardines offer something even more remarkable for your legs. Because you eat them bones and all, they are one of the richest food sources of calcium you can find. And calcium is not just for your skeleton. Every single muscle contraction in your legs, every step, every stand, every stair, depends on calcium moving in and out of your muscle cells. Without enough of it, your muscles contract weakly and relax poorly, which is exactly what a night cramp is. A study following older adults over several months found that those who increased their intake of oily fish like sardines showed measurable improvements in both muscle strength and walking speed, not a supplement. A small silver fish. Eat sardines 2 to 3 times per week, packed in olive oil, right onto whole grain toast or over a bed of greens. The combination of the calcium, the omega-3s, and the vitamin D inside them works as a single powerful package for your legs. Number 4 on our countdown, and this one has an almost legendary reputation among longevity researchers. Sweet potatoes. I want you to think of your leg muscles as engines. Engines need fuel, and the cleanest, longest-burning fuel your legs can use comes from complex carbohydrates. When older adults cut carbohydrates too aggressively, and many do, their legs are left running on empty. They fatigue early, they shake under effort, and over time they shrink from lack of use. The sweet potato is one of nature's finest fuel sources, releasing its energy slowly and steadily rather than in a sharp spike and crash. But its real gift for aging legs is potassium. One medium sweet potato contains more potassium than a banana, and potassium is the mineral that partners with sodium to send the electrical signal from your nerves to your leg muscles, telling them when to fire. When potassium is low, that signal weakens, and your legs feel disconnected, sluggish, unresponsive. Sweet potatoes restore that electrical current. They are also loaded with beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that protects your muscle cells from the daily wear that ages them prematurely. I had a patient, Dorothy, 69, a retired school teacher from Little Rock, Arkansas, who described her legs as feeling switched off every afternoon. We added a baked sweet potato to her daily lunch. 6 weeks later, she told me the afternoon fog in her legs had lifted entirely, and she'd rejoined her weekly walking group. Bake them whole to preserve the nutrients, and eat the skin, where much of the fiber and minerals live. A drizzle of olive oil on top improves the absorption of the beta-carotene dramatically. Right here, right between item 4 and item 3, I want to pause and ask you something. If any of this has already shown you something you didn't know before, please tap that like button right now. It tells the platform to share this video with more people who need exactly this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Every week, I bring you clear, practical, science-grounded health guidance made specifically for adults who intend to stay strong, independent, and on their own 2 feet. The subscribe button is right there. It takes 1 second, and it may be one of the best decisions you make for yourself today. Now, number 3, and we are in elite territory now, Greek yogurt. Most people think of yogurt as a light snack, something you eat when you're being careful. What most people don't realize is that plain, full-fat Greek yogurt is one of the most powerful, muscle-building foods available to an aging body, and it is dramatically underused. A single cup contains around 17 to 20 grams of high-quality, highly absorbable protein, delivered with the exact amino acids your leg muscles use to rebuild. Unlike many other proteins, this one doesn't take the scenic route. It goes straight to where your muscles need it. But here is what truly sets it apart. Greek yogurt contains live probiotic cultures that support what researchers now call the gut-muscle connection. This is one of the most exciting frontiers in aging science. Your gut, it turns out, doesn't just digest your food. It determines how much of that food your muscles can actually absorb and use. After 65, the gut becomes less efficient at this. Probiotic foods like Greek yogurt help restore that efficiency, like restocking a library that has slowly been losing its books. For maximum benefit, eat your Greek yogurt within about 45 minutes of any movement, even a short walk. This is your muscles' most receptive window. Choose plain and full fat always, because the low-fat versions usually replace the fat with sugar, which fuels the very inflammation we are working to put out. Now we are at number 2, and I promised you early in this video that one of the top foods would surprise you. This is the one. Number 2, beets. I can see some of you smiling and some of you skeptical, and I understand completely, because beets are not the first food that comes to mind when you think about strong legs. But the research behind beets and lower body performance is so compelling that sports medicine institutions now use beet compounds in professional recovery programs. This is not folk medicine. This is frontier science applied to the aging body. Here is the mechanism. Beets are extraordinarily rich in natural dietary nitrates, which your body converts into a molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the traffic controller for blood flow in your legs. It relaxes and widens your blood vessels, flooding your leg muscles with oxygen and nutrients in a way that aging vessels simply cannot manage on their own. More blood flow means legs that fatigue slower, recover faster, and feel lighter with every step. But here's the part that stunned me. Research has found that beet nitrates don't just improve the legs themselves. They improve the brain's ability to control the legs, sharpening the very nerve-to-muscle communication that erodes with age. For anyone worried about balance, coordination, or the fear of a fall, this is enormous. My patient Elena, 68 from Portland, Oregon, came to me after 3 separate doctors told her that her leg weakness was simply part of aging. She was walking with a cane. We added 2 roasted beets to her lunch 4 days a week, along with a short daily walk. Within 12 weeks, she returned to my office without that cane. She was gardening again. She cried when she told me, and I don't mind admitting I found that moment deeply moving as well. Roast your beets at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes to concentrate the nitrates. Pair them with a squeeze of citrus, whose vitamin C boosts the conversion, and never boil them for long, as the nitrates leach into the water and are lost. And now, number 1, the food I mentioned at the very start. The food unfairly demonized and eliminated from the diets of millions of seniors based on outdated advice. Number 1, extra virgin olive oil. I know some of you expected a protein or some exotic powder. Stay with me, because what I'm about to explain about olive oil and your aging legs will reframe how you think about fat, inflammation, and strength itself. Extra virgin olive oil contains a natural compound called oleocanthal, a plant polyphenol that behaves in your body almost identically to ibuprofen. It calms the same inflammatory pathways that anti-inflammatory medications target, but without the harm to your stomach, kidneys, and heart that comes from taking those pills long-term. For seniors medicated for joint and muscle pain, that distinction matters enormously. But the benefits go deeper. Research following older adults over several years found that those consuming several tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily showed a dramatically lower rate of sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle that steals strength from the legs first. The polyphenols in olive oil appear to flip on the master switch inside your muscle cells that controls muscle building, the same switch that exercise and protein activate. Even better, they help protect the tiny power plants inside your muscle cells, the mitochondria, from the daily damage that leaves aging legs feeling weak and drained. I want to tell you about Thomas, 81, a retired Navy commander from Norfolk, Virginia. He came to me unable to walk more than 2 blocks. His diet was clean, very low fat because he'd been avoiding fat for 30 years. We added 4 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil to his daily routine and changed nothing else at first. At 6 weeks, he walked 4 blocks without stopping. At 6 months, he completed a 2-mile charity walk for veterans and sent me the photo from the finish line. It hangs on my office wall today. Use about 4 tablespoons daily. Drizzle it generously over your lentils, your sardines, your sweet potatoes, your beets, and your yogurt. That is not a coincidence. These 6 foods work together as a system, and the olive oil helps your body absorb the benefits of every other one. Buy it in a dark glass bottle. Look for a harvest date on the label. And remember, fresh olive oil is medicine. Old, cheap, clear bottled oil is just fat. Now let me bring this home because I want you to leave here today not just informed, but genuinely moved to act. You were not built to become a spectator in your own life. You were not meant to watch from the window while your grandchildren play. You are not designed to fear the staircase or decline the walk or sit out the dance. That is not the destiny written into your body. That is simply the result of information no one ever handed you. Today, we handed it to you. And it is never too late. I say this not as comfort, but as clinical fact. Muscle tissue retains its ability to grow and rebuild well into the final decades of life. The body wants to come back. It is only waiting for the raw materials. Your job, starting with your very next meal, is to give it those materials. A bowl of lentils, a tin of sardines, a baked sweet potato, a cup of Greek yogurt, 2 roasted beets, 4 tablespoons of the finest olive oil you can find. Ordinary foods in any grocery store in the world with the power to give you back the freedom to move through your life on your own terms, on your own 2 strong legs. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, do that right now. Every week I bring you evidence-based, senior-focused health content your doctor may not have time to share in a 15-minute visit. And now I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these 6 foods you're going to add first, and tell me how your legs have been feeling. Tell me your story, because this channel exists for you, specifically, with your name and your history and your own journey. I read every comment, and I mean that sincerely. Until next time, eat well, move daily, and never stop believing that your strongest years are not behind you. They are waiting for you to claim them.